On December 12, 2022, in Flagler County, Florida, a sheriff's deputy spotted a mom in a yellow vest walking around along with her kids at a busy junction. They were holding placards and a bucket for collecting money. Understanding that her presence posed a serious traffic risk, the deputy would call out to her and have her walk to the pavement. There, she would confront her and ask her questions about what she was doing. While initially sympathetic, the deputy would soon notice some major red flags. It would be revealed that the mom had a far more criminal intention. Watch how the events unfold, leading to the eventual arrest of this individual. From what is written, it can be interpreted that the mom is collecting funds for the funeral of a 20-year-old Maria. It's also implied that the mother may be related to the deceased person in some way.
You have to make sure that you're pulling the right permits too, okay? Again, I'm sorry that you're going through this. I'm not trying to be inhumane or...
It appears the woman does not have a permit for what she's doing. Likely, she was referring to an outdoor advertising permit. This is required in the state of Florida if you are hosting signs within 660 feet of a controlled area, that being most non-urban highways. The deputy is understanding of her supposed grievances and kindly explains how what they were doing was unlawful. She doesn't try to immediately cite a ticket or escalate the situation.
Again, I'm sorry that you're going through this. I'm not trying to be inhumane or discredit what you're going through at all. I understand you're probably going through a lot of pain, but you can't be out here walking in the middle of the roadway.
When asked by the deputy if she can call her children, the woman appears to be nervous.
How many of you are out here? 4? Okay. Do you have a way of calling them so they can all come here so I can tell them the same thing?
The woman appears to have some difficulty with English. As they're waiting for the children to come, the deputy begins asking some questions relating to the deceased person.
When did this happen? Where?
France, Europe.
Where?
Europe, France.
Was that your daughter? Your niece?
The woman says the deceased person in question was her niece who was living in France and died there. The woman says they came from Jacksonville. The city is nearly 73 miles from their present location. This begs the question, why did they come all the way from there to here to collect funds? As viewers will see later in this video, this is a lie.
Where do you guys live?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville? So, is this your mom? Okay. So what I was telling her is, I'm sorry what happened to your family. It's very tragic. I'm sorry that you're going through that. However, we can't have you guys walking in traffic, okay? Someone's not paying attention. I mean, you almost got hit when that lady pulled up when he was crossing the road. You know? People aren't paying attention. It's a busy intersection. We can't risk you guys getting hurt, getting killed possibly in a crash, or someone else getting in a crash.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
So another thing is too, you gotta have a permit if you're gonna be out here as well. And again, you cannot interfere with the flow of traffic. Okay? So I wish you guys the best of luck. Okay? I'm sorry that your family's going through this. If you can, just relay the information to the other guy. I don't know where he went. But please be careful. Please be safe. Okay? Do you guys have any ID with you? No?
At this point, the deputy's suspicion was raised. She might have been initially willing to let them go and forgive a fine, but she was now getting a hunch something was sketchy. The deputy asked the woman to write some basic information about herself.
E-M-I-L?
Amy, yeah.
Notice their body language as they give the information to the deputy. The anxious expression, the focus on the hand note, the hesitation in giving a response, and the sharing of glances as they convey their details. All of these might indicate possible dishonesty. The deputy would then go to her car to type in the information provided into the system while a fellow officer would make sure the woman and children don't go anywhere. She would notice the provided info matched with an earlier case. She would suddenly remember she had stopped this same lady and her 2 kids back in September for attempting to collect funeral funds in the same area, also for the same niece. The deputy would go back to confront the woman on her attempt at fraud.
You said your niece? What's her name?
Maria.
Maria? Okay. And when did she pass?
3 days ago.
3 days ago? Okay. So in September, did you have another niece named Maria that passed?
Huh?
You and your 2 sons were on the other side doing the same thing, collecting money for a funeral.
Me?
Yes. Your name and your date of birth that you gave me? Yeah.
2 days ago it happened.
No.
No September.
No. So what funeral were you trying to save money or collect money for in September?
No,
You're lying to me.
no,
I don't like being lied to.
I don't like it.
Ma'am?
I swear.
And the fact that
We
you're
have videos. Your face is on
Me,
any video
I
we do.
recognize you from last time I talked to you and your two sons.
In Jacksonville,
Here,
here.
on the other side. Yes.
No, I swear
You swear?
yeah.
You're gonna swear to God? Really?
I don't know what, well,
That's a shame. You should be ashamed of yourself.
It's the
You should be
first
ashamed of
time.
yourself trying to do this in front of your two kids.
It's first time.
No, it's
being a
not.
21 residential
I am telling you, I
neighborhood
recognize you from last time I talked to you, and the name and date of birth you gave me, and the same story you gave me is the same one you told the other deputies on the other side of Palm Coast Parkway by Belterre. Yes, it is. Stop lying. You're lying to yourself, you're lying to me, and you're lying in front of your kids. This is the kind of mom you want to be for your kids? Lying? Lying to people for money?
The woman continues to lie through her teeth even as she's called out for her fraud. This, however, is getting recorded by the officer's body cam and could be used against her in court. Under Florida law, lying to an officer is classified as a first-degree misdemeanor, with penalties being up to a year in jail and $1,000. However, in the woman's case, it appears this isn't her first offense of lying to officers. If it can be proven in court, a second offense carries a much more severe penalty, a third-degree felony that can lead to up to 5 years in prison plus a $5,000 fine. The officer expresses her disappointment at the mother serving such a bad example for her two kids.
Let's start over. Why are you collecting money? What do you need help with?
My niece died in accident.
Get out of here. Get out of Palm Coast. Do not let me see you doing this again. Do not let me see you doing this to your kids
I
again.
don't go.
And that goes for whoever's down the block still too. The other people down the block. Is anybody else with you?
It's my.
Let me put it this way. Next time I see you out here with your two kids, I'm calling DCF.
The DCF stands for Department of Children and Families. They are entrusted with the power to take into custody children following court approval if it is proven that they are being neglected or harmed by their parents or caregivers.
Next time I see you out here with your two kids, I'm calling DCF.
Yeah,
And I will be sure that you're going to get every citation I can think of.
yeah, but
This is not okay. You lying is not okay. You want your kids taken from you? Putting them in danger, allowing them walk in traffic, collecting money, lying to people?
The officers would ask for further information from the woman, such as address and phone number. This can ensure any further lies about her identity can be more easily caught and have some starting perimeters should they be required to conduct an investigation. The other officer would go back to the squad car to confirm if the information she gave was correct.
Why are you lying?
I don't lie, I swear. It's my niece. At only 19 years, from April, May 20. It's my niece, I don't lie, I swear.
You told the other deputies the same thing in September. Yes. You wrote your name down. I looked it up, and it pulled up in September of this year.
No. Dimitri is name common.
No, it's not. No, it's
I am
not.
Romanian,
Okay.
from Romania.
And in Flagler County, there's only one person that popped up, and that's you.
And my child,
Yep.
my son.
Yep. Yep, wearing green vests with two juvenile males holding a sign saying they're collecting money for a funeral. So again, do you want to keep lying?
I don't make this. It's first
You're
time
a
I
liar.
come
You're
here.
lying.
First time.
You're lying.
My name.
Stop lying. Yes. Your name and your date of birth.
Even as it's made apparent the officers can't be fooled by her lies, the woman would double down on her attempts.
What is it that you need help with? How can I help you? Rather than you coming out here with your kids, collecting money and lying to people about it.
I don't lie.
Even with the officer's offer of help with her plight, the woman would continue to insist she isn't lying at all. The deputy would chide the woman for what kind of bad example she's setting for her two children by embroiling them in scams. She also tells her that lying isn't the way to go if you're seeking help from other people. Despite all attempts of the deputy to convince the woman that dishonesty isn't going to help her case at all, she remains committed to her act. As the officer would ask further questions, she would tell yet more lies.
Do you guys understand what I'm saying? A little bit? Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying?
A little bit. Like.
The woman's anxiety begins to grow as she finally realizes she can't lie her way out of the situation and go away scot-free. She asks the officer if she can smoke a cigarette, likely to sedate her rising anxiety relating to the trouble she's now in. The officer declines her request. The officers would find out that the woman had provided a fake identity. Her real name was Elena Firu, aged 37. She would be arrested by the officers on charges of obstructing a highway, providing law enforcement with a fake name, a scheme to defraud, as well as child neglect. She would get booked into the Flagler County Jail on a $16,500 bond. As for the two children, DCF officials would be called and would look after them while they waited for a relative to come and pick them up. Ironically, had she provided her real name in this instance, it may not have matched up in the record with her earlier attempts at fraud. She wasn't exactly bright to share the same false identity with an officer who had caught her before. Moreover, a later investigation also showed that Maria, Firu's niece, hadn't really died in a car accident, but in fact was still alive. Moving on to the deputy in question, she showed nothing but exemplary conduct. Her commitment to duty, her empathy, and her ability to keep the situation under her control showcased how an officer should strive in dealing with such situations. If you enjoy our content, please subscribe for more.